always impresses me with their innovative designs, and this year I've got a folding screen laptop to show you. Lenovo actually sent this over for this testing, but they have no editorial control over the content of this review. This video is actually sponsored by Delete Me, who just introduced some brand new upgrades to the family plan, so more on that in just a little bit. So this laptop, which you can see here, and sorry that I don't enunciate laptop every single time I say it on camera all the time. I'm from the Midwest, I've got a bit of a southern drawl, so just deal with it. So this laptop is way nicer than the OG X1 Fold that I saw a couple of years ago at CES. This one has a much bigger screen, as you can see here, and a much more improved experience, much thinner bezels. Overall, it just looks like a much nicer design. We are calling this one their ThinkPad X1 Fold 16 Gen 1. I know it's a mouthful. Well, it's certainly a Gen 1 for this size. So this is the first Lenovo 16-inch foldable laptop. This one does start at $2,500 just for the foldable laptop, and that does not include the keyboard. The keyboard and the stand come with the higher price SKUs. Now, Lenovo traditionally has plenty of SKUs in place in case you just want to upgrade the memory or the storage, or you just want the fanciest of the fancy. Starting base package includes Windows 11 Home, 256 gigs of storage, 16 gigs of RAM, and an Intel Core i5 1230U processor. Now the screen does not change on the SKUs, just the internals and the add-on of that keyboard. And the RAM, by the way, is soldered, so keep that in mind whenever you're purchasing one of these. Now here's the Bluetooth keyboard that you can get with the X1 Fold 16 Gen 1. This one does have a fingerprint scanner, and it is full size. So to pair it with your X1 Fold, it's really easy. You just hold F8 for 3 seconds while Bluetooth is on to tell it to connect. There is this handy little quick settings menu that you can access with the keyboard whenever you double tap on the track point, which is that little red button right in the center. Yes, Lenovo's famous ThinkPad little nubbin is back again, and the keyboard charges via USB-C, no wireless. Now in my experience, at first the track point in the center, the little red circle dot here, it did not work whatsoever. Windows did not recognize it. A Windows update actually did fix this, so keep that in mind if you have the same problem with the X1 Fold. The keyboard is full size, but there is not much travel because it is so thin. It does feel really good to use, and the touchpad is very, very responsive, and it's also very wide and very large. I really like the size of the touchpad. When using it, I love that the back is felt, and I also really appreciate that you can just magnetically attach this to the bottom half of the screen for the X1 Fold, or completely separated, so I can see the entirety of my screen and use it from top all the way down to the bottom. Now there is no wireless charging again for the keyboard, it is just USB-C only, but the battery lasts quite a long time. In fact, in my couple of weeks of testing, I've only had to charge the keyboard itself once, and it still has tons of battery left after not being on a charger for several days. Okay, so closing the X1 Fold 16 really gives you a nice flat fold with no gap between the two sides of the screen. Lenovo accomplished this by creating a newly designed hinge with a bell shape to it, and there are lots of teeny tiny little components. Now this means that the keyboard will not sit inside the folded laptop, but the magnets hold it in place on the exterior to easily let you carry it around along with an external kickstand. So word of advice, do not try to shut your laptop while the keyboard is attached on the screen. That will end in some sadness. So speaking of the kickstand, this right here is the kickstand. It has that same felt feeling exterior around both sides, so very soft to the touch. It's not going to scratch your laptop. It is adjustable both ways, so you can move it to whatever angle fits your needs. It is a little flimsy though, a little bit wobbly, so probably best to use this if you are using the external keyboard, not if you are poking the screen on your laptop a bunch whenever it is set up on here. If you do use the kickstand, the red bars should face upward whenever you put your laptop on it. Now, since I'm always trying to be on the forefront of technology, I am also working to be as anonymous as possible whenever I use apps and services or new laptops. Data brokers consistently give us a headache because they buy our personal data without our consent, and that includes things like your name, your home address, your physical home address, your mailing address, your phone number, your email, and more. And they put all that information on their websites, making it publicly accessible for anybody who might want it, any one person or a business. Now, luckily, Delete Me exists thankfully, and they work to delete this information off of hundreds of data broker sites on a quarterly basis. Because you can delete your data off of a data broker website once and just forget about it, but that data broker will eventually post it again without your consent. Now, you have heard me explain the importance of privacy from a personal perspective, but this also concerns your family too, since family members can also show up on data broker sites and their information can lead to finding information on you. Delete Me offers family plans, which just got a ton of sweet upgrades. These family plans make data broker deletion requests and opt-outs streamlined for the entire family, whether that's your spouse, your parents, or whoever you want to add. Adding a family member is so easy to set up from your Delete Me dashboard. Once they are invited, they will have their own data sheet, which can be tailored to fit their specific online footprint for data removals so that they are the most effective that they can be. Plus, Delete Me makes these data sheets private for each and every family member added, so they can be inaccessible to the main account owner. I think that is a great way to respect the privacy of your family members while ensuring that they get the same benefits from Delete Me. So if you are worried about where scammers and spammers keep finding your phone number, or you need to take precautions to prevent stalking or scams, then Delete Me is a product that I have recommended personally and been a customer of for many years. You can use the code SNUBS, that's SNUBS, for 20% off and see how Delete Me can help you take your online privacy to the next level. Hit up joindeleteme.com/Morse code. I'll put that link right down below so it's easily accessible, and choose how many people you want to protect and just sign up today. Thank you so much to Delete Me for being my privacy assistant online for years whenever I've needed it most, and thank you so much for sponsoring this video. Now, as you can see with the Lenovo X1 Fold, yes, there is a bit of a crease, but since this is on a larger screen, it is not as noticeable either by vision or by touch compared to phones. It's stiff when positioning the laptop itself, it's not wobbly, and because of that stiffness, it is a bit hard to open from fully closed. There's no notch or any place to stick your fingers, but the laptop stays at the angle that you choose without any issues. It feels really high-end, it's built really well, the frame is made out of aluminum, while the outside surface is covered in this recycled PET woven performance fabric. It feels really nice and soft. I haven't gotten mine dirty yet, but I am curious how easy it would be to clean. For ports, we've got 3 USB-C, 2 of those are Thunderbolt 4, and the other one is USB-C 3.2 Gen 2. You will need a dongle for anything else though, because these are the only ports that you will find on here. Now that display, of course it is super shiny, it's beautiful. That display is full size at 16.3 inches. It is OLED, it's really beautiful and crisp. I think the colors look accurate, and it's quite comfortable to use for entertainment. At 600 nits HDR brightness, it will do well in indoor settings, although outside it is certainly bright enough for me to get some work done, but not something that I would do all the time. The aspect ratio is 4:3, and it's really great for writing my scripts for my videos. Yes, I do write all of my own scripts. I take notes on this thing. I am betting that it would be excellent for coding as well. Other than the Intel 12th Gen CPU and the soldered LPDDR5 RAM spec, we've also got an M.2 NVMe PCIe Gen 4 card in here for storage, which is upgradable via removable panels. And you can actually see the screws around the edges, around the frame on the laptop, so very easy to access that. There are also 3 different speakers on here, not just 2, and it's kind of cool. They will shift where the audio comes out of depending on how you are holding your ThinkPad. So if you rotate it, the left and the right speaker will change intelligently to give you the correct output and the correct sound. I thought that was so cool. Okay, so speaking of rotating, you have several different modes that you can actually set this laptop up in. There's portrait mode, which you can set up vertically on the stand. You can bend that display however you want for the best viewing angles. This is best for reading or coding, or in my case, writing my scripts, or if you want to do some split screen multitasking. The aspect ratios on the top and the bottom are very natural to look at. One of the nice things is this pen, which you can also purchase, is magnetically attachable to the right side whenever set up like this. Next, we have landscape mode, which allows you to use that full 4:3 aspect ratio horizontally, which is also very similar to a traditional laptop viewing experience. Now, this one is best for things like entertainment on that big screen, and I gotta say, 3 Body Problem on Netflix looks looks excellent on this giant laptop. It looks so good. The clamshell mode is perfect for portability and small spaces. Like if you want to use this on an airplane tray table on the back of somebody's seat, you can put the keyboard on the lower half of the screen and it adjusts the display intelligently, and it turns into a little 12-inch traditional looking laptop. Now, compared to today's traditional laptops, anyone who saw this would think that is a thick boy, but then you take off that keyboard and you get all the gas because both sides are actually a screen. You could also just carry around the foldy and leave the keyboard in the stand at home and use the on-screen keyboard for typing. Now, of course, it's not going to be an amazing experience using an on-screen keyboard, but given that it's the same width as the physical keyboard that comes with it, if you're a natural typist, then you should be able to take it on pretty easily. The last mode is called book or tablet mode, which lets you hold it as an e-reader or just a gigantor 16.3-inch folded tablet. And to be honest, I never use it in this format. It's just so big and it weighs just under 3 pounds, and that would tire me out to hold it up to read on for a long time, so I just don't do that. If you pop the accessories on it, the weight hits about 4.5 pounds. Now, if you are worried about durability with all the folding, it has gone through tons of testing, which is great to see. And while it is portable, it hits about 5 hours of screen on time before the battery gets down to 9%. So if you are using this for an 8-hour workday or on a very long flight, I would recommend bringing a charger. You will probably need it. The battery is a 48 or 64 watt-hour dual battery, depending on the SKU that you get, and I'm testing the one that has the larger capacity. With that said though, it does charge really quickly, and it can get you 4 hours of use with a 30-minute charge using the compatible adapter. So given that starting price of $2,500, this is a very specific target market in mind for this laptop. Working professionals who travel a lot, who make good money and need a portable Windows machine. So while I would love to own one of these myself, and I could definitely see a place for it in my life, I could also buy a gaming laptop for less that could do all the pro tasks that I need, like editing 4K videos and Photoshop and maybe a game here and there. But the caveat is I would lose some of that portability because most of those gaming laptops, they're bigger and they weigh more. The foldable screen laptop market has that wow factor. It really does, and it looks amazing. And I think Lenovo really pulled tons of punches in terms of building this high quality machine. Now, if we can stick a really nice laptop GPU in there, then I would get the best of both worlds.